Hey everybody, in today's delivery download I'm going to be looking at milestones, and I'll give you the 3 dates that you need to put against every single milestone, because if you don't do this you just leave opaqueness, but if you get it right you give transparency and you will build trust with your stakeholders and clients. So grab your notebook and pen and we'll get after it now. Okay, so project milestones, what a topic. Project milestones I don't think are given the credence and the importance that they deserve. I think we typically in project management can shy away from milestones, because a milestone effectively saying here's a date that we're committing to. It's got that connotation about it. It's making it very, very visible amongst, lifting out from the noise of all the projects, the project plan that we've got or not got perhaps in some cases, and saying that here's the date that we're going to achieve. And it's typically putting that out in front of senior management, executives, stakeholders, the people that are paying the bills, to say here's what's going to have happen, and in some important meetings and boards, steering groups, project boards and the like, not just sort of lower level project weekly status reviews. Now with milestones, they are important because it enables everybody to understand the project and what's coming when. It's a summary of the project plan, and typically from a commercial perspective, contracts have got level 0 milestones in their contract. There's typically delay payments associated with them, liquidated damages perhaps, and ultimately that's what everything is built around. When are we getting this thing done? That's the question that everybody wants to know. Are we on track or not? So in my mind, it's important that we share 3 dates associated with each milestone. 3 dates, not 1, 2, but 3. And I'm going to tell you what the 1, 2, and 3 are when we hop onto the whiteboard in a second. It's important that, because these milestones are all about assisting with communication, saying when something's going to get done. So with communication, we've got to be clear, because if we're not clear, then trust will go down. If trust goes down, you invite all sorts of hassle, make your lives that much more difficult, and just causes friction all around. So we need to keep trust levels higher on our projects with people that we're interacting with, and the milestone table is a great tool to be able to do that with. But you've got to do it in the right way to build the trust, otherwise it's going to be damaging and reduce the trust. All right, so let me grab this and let's see if I can quite easily hop onto the whiteboard. Okie dokie, so I'll draw out a simple milestone table here. I'm sure you've all seen plenty of these before. And let's just have a reference number for the milestone, and then we've got the milestone name. Just as an optional one, this isn't part of really what I was thinking of sharing with you, but I just thought about it. You might choose to have a complete when, so that there's a sort of a level of definition around when something is going to be complete, to avoid any sort of ambiguity if you feel that that's needed. But I'm going to choose a milestone here. Let me choose one which is sort of relevant for IT projects, user acceptance testing. So UAT completed. So that might be our milestone number. Let's say it's milestone number 7. And we'll have had some higher up around design, build, etc. UAT complete, service management complete, go live readiness complete, and then the actual go live might be a typical set of milestones. And on a project, you might have about, 10, 15 milestones down the left-hand side. Now, what I propose you do is I talked about 3 dates. So let's give ourselves 3 date columns. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to start on the right hand side and work left. Now, I don't think anybody would argue or debate that if you're talking about in a report saying when is UAT going to be completed, then what you need to be giving is the current forecast on when it's going to be completed. And let's say we have a date here, which is the 12th of December. We should put the year, but so let's say the current forecast is the 12th of December. So I don't think you debate that for 1 second. I'm sure you're all doing that. Every milestone table I've looked at with projects that I review has got that column in it. It's saying the current forecast, here's what's going to get done. My little pointer here. Now, the second date that I often see reported against is, it's actually one of these two. Some people do this one and then this one, or this one and then this one. So I'll tell you what this one is first. This one is saying, what was the last period forecast? So let's say you reported weekly. That would mean, what did you say last week? If it was monthly and we're in a monthly steering group, it would be, what did you report last month? So let's just say, and I've no idea if these are weekdays or not, because I'm just making these dates up as we go. But the 30th of November, let's say last period, we reported the 30th of November. So that will be the date that we put there. Now, that's important because this is telling us, and you're offering up to your stakeholders, here's what has happened. Here is the movement. And then over here, of course, you can have some comments and you can explain why. And it's also helpful, by the way, if you have a couple of columns, which is a RAG status for current period and last period. But look, I'm talking dates rather than the entire milestone table. So you have your last period forecast, and we can now have a sensible conversation about what has changed. And, that can be a positive conversation, really looking for some support to prevent further slippage on this date the next time you're going to report it. Now, the third date then, working backwards, is to say, what was our baseline? What was our baseline plan date? So let's say that might have been, I'm just going to go 30th of October. So we've now got 3 dates. We've got what did we originally commit to? What did we originally say this plan would be? What did I tell you last time? And what am I telling you today? And that offers up transparency. There's no opaqueness. There's a little technique what you can do if this is in Excel. You can hide this column the next time, right? Build up your last period forecast. So next week, this one, you would typically delete it. Well, don't delete it, just hide it and add a new column. So then the current forecast becomes last forecast and you've got a new current forecast. Hopefully that made sense. But then you can build up the story of this, because this is your audit trail for commercials. If there's any commercial debate around delayed payments, arguments that need to be had, unfortunately, discussions, then, this can be a helpful view. But, just putting all that aside, what this is about for project reporting purposes is transparency and building trust so that people can openly see what's happened. So if you want to take a screenshot, feel free. And so that's it. It's about ensuring that through offering this up, that you're going to give that transparency, so people aren't going to have to ask the questions. Well, what was it last week? Or they start scrapping around looking for last week's report if they've got it, or asking you to send last week's report, or you just taking an action to go and find out what it was and explain the reason for the movement. If you give it all there, you can then have a nice conversation, productive conversation is what I mean, about what's been going on the project. All right, so for milestones, 3 dates I recommend you use per milestone. Keep the milestones past tense and really make that milestone table core to the project that you're managing, and the helpfulness for your stakeholders around you. Of course, it relies upon you having a really good rock solid plan sitting beneath, and if that's a challenge, then there's other reasons for why that's the case. All right, but if you've got a good plan in place, then you can absolutely produce a good milestone table sitting on top, and use that for your benefit. All right, so hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you've been able to check out a couple of the delivery downloads. You're welcome to go and look at those. They're on YouTube, and they're also on the ProPM's website, propms.com/blog, I think it is. But get in touch anytime if you want to have a chat, and if you think we could assist you with your projects and programs. All right, until next time, good luck with your milestone tables. I'll catch you soon. Thank you. Bye.